Hello darlings, I hope you're all well. Today's video is going to be about the 4 subtypes of BPD. BPD already has a wide range of symptoms. There are 256 possible combinations of the 5 to 9 symptoms of BPD, not to mention the severity level of each symptom. For example, a person with quiet BPD might not experience rage at all. What I mean is that we aren't all the same. It's a massive spectrum. These seagulls are very opinionated. This video isn't about which is the worst subtype. If you identify with one of these subgroups and you think I've said something wrong, let me know, correct me in the comments. The primary symptoms of BPD include impulsivity, mood swings, inappropriate anger, unstable self-image, intense emotions. BPD is basically an inability to regulate emotions. It's hard for us to return to a stable baseline. People with BPD often have comorbid overlapping disorders, for example bipolar disorder, anxiety disorders, substance abuse, eating disorders, depression, anxiety. The 4 subtypes of BPD are the impulsive borderline. I don't really like the word borderline, but it's what it's called. So petulant borderline, impulsive borderline, discouraged borderline, quiet BPD, and self-destructive borderline. There hasn't actually been that much research on BPD, so there actually might be more subtypes such as affective BPD, aggressive BPD, and dependent BPD. For someone suffering with BPD, you might not fall under any of these subcategories, or you might fall into more than one category. Over time, our symptoms can change and manifest differently. Let's start with impulsive borderline. Sorry, I'm reading notes, I hope that's not annoying. The impulsive borderline are prone to erratic actions and may be energetic and charismatic at times. If you have impulsive borderline, you've probably been told, what drugs are you on? And you're like, I'm just being myself. And people with impulsive borderline bore easy, and they are often engaging in reckless behaviour, thrill-seeking activities. Lack of impulse control is a major symptom for everyone suffering with BPD, but in the case of an impulsive borderline, it may be even further exaggerated, prone to self-harm, suicidal behaviour, and they could be involved in abusive relationships or drugs or anything like that. They are energetic, but they could also be detached. Here are some signs that you might have this type of BPD. Just want to also quickly say I'm not a therapist. I've never wanted to come on here and therapize y'all. Next one is discouraged BPD or quiet BPD, and I won't talk about this too much because my whole channel talks about this. It's because it's the subtype I relate to most. So with quiet BPD, we direct our anger inwards rather than outwards. We're quite passive, we lash out on ourselves rather than others, so self-harm, eating disorders for example. People with quiet BPD or discouraged BPD, I feel like we're big people pleasers. We tend to turn our feelings of anger and shame inwards, and we are prone to episodes of self-harm and suicidal behaviour. Tend to seek approval from others, but we also avoid people. We might feel unworthy and we trend towards depression. If you want to know more about that, I've done loads of videos on it. Try and think about people with petulant borderline with an open mind, because they've been through a lot. People with petulant borderline may be irritable, impatient, stubborn, pessimistic, and resentful. They are unpredictable and they often feel unworthy and angry. They are often referred to as the angry subtype, and they can be fearful, anxious, possessive, controlling, and jealous. Petulant borderlines fear rejection and abandonment. They may be irritable and overprotective, and they may have a hard time soothing themselves. They have an increased risk for developing substance abuse or an eating disorder. The last one is self-destructive borderline. The self-destructive borderline engages in self-destructive behaviour, as the name says, and at times they may not even be aware of their self-destructive nature. Even if you can't relate to all these subtypes, you're still valid, you know, even if you don't fit in to the stereotype people have in their mind of BPD, you're still valid. I'm not a professional, so contact a professional if you think you need to, and good luck out there. Stay safe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!